Hello, welcome back to another anime art video. My name is Dennis and I'm a beginner artist, and in today's video I'm going to be drawing, this is a random pig or human inside of a pig costume. This episode, Ichigo is trying to get his powers back. So the Fullbringer girl with pink hair, she uses her power to put Ichigo inside of her dollhouse, essentially, and then has him try and use Fullbringer powers to defend himself. I'm gonna be real with you. I find that I say that a lot, because it's the realest that I can show, right? Like um, I thought Ichigo would have. I thought Ichigo would have been it would have been better had Ichigo figured out his what his drive was himself, you know? I think that it's weird that it took Chad telling him, "Hey, my power is viewed off of my pride," right? Rather than have Ichigo come to that assumption himself, you know? I think that that would have been the better option of the two, solely because having you be told, hey, you need to have more pride in your power, than having that pride already inside of yourself and then drawing it out. I think that those two things don't go hand in hand. I think that they are separate enough in itself. Um, Cause imagine you having love for yourself, right? Imagine you loving yourself in your entirety, your entire life, right? Versus having somebody one day tell you, "Hey, you need to have love for yourself," and then you being like, "Oh yeah, I do have love for myself." I think that that's different, and that's basically what happened. Ichigo was like, "Hey, yeah, I've had pride for my soul reaping powers the whole entire time," and then like ironically, now his power, he awakens his power, right? Whereas if his statement is any indicator, if you've had love for your soul reaping powers this entire time, then wouldn't the power had just worked for you? You know, like it's contradicting for you to be like, okay, I needed Chad to tell me that I have pride for my power, than me having pride for my power. Like, I think that if you've done something your entire life, it comes natural, right? Rather than having to have somebody tell you. Like, if you already have self love for yourself and you've have for years, right? And then somebody was like, you need to love yourself more. You would say, oh, I do. It wouldn't just be like, oh, yeah, I need to have self love for myself. Oh, wait, I do. You know, like, I don't think that it makes sense for him to say that he's always had pride in his power and then it awakens, rather than Chad being like, "Hey, you need to have pride in your power," and then Ichigo be like, "Oh yeah, I should have pride in my power." You know, I think that it'd be different if Chad was like, "Hey, you need to have pride in your power," and then Ichigo was like, "Think of a moment where I had pride in my power," and he thought of, let's say, the final fight would be with Aizen. That'd be different, right? Because that circumstance would mean that he only had pride in his power when he lost his power, right? When he was in his final showdown. But for him to say that he always had pride in his power would mean that he theoretically, as soon as he would have pulled out that battle pass, if he would have focused on it, he would have unlocked his power by himself. He wouldn't have needed Chad. I think that that would have been the better way of doing it, because you don't need somebody to tell you to do something that you already are doing, right? So that's just one, like, it's just a small little thing, right? I understand why they would do it, right? Because Chad got his power and strengthened himself because he looked up to Ichigo and he wanted to get stronger for Ichigo's sake, so they both can keep the promise. So having Chad be the catalyst for Ichigo getting his power back right now is yeah, obviously it makes sense why they did it. I'm just saying that it also doesn't with Ichigo's statement. I think you could have gave him another statement to mean the same thing and it would have had the same result, right? But anyway, let's get into this.
Looking past my reflection, thinking about what you mentioned. It was supposed to be the one to take every last pain away. Nothing on our loving, maybe time told us that we were different. Did it break you down? Staring at the ceiling, fighting off a feeling. One more minute, 'cause I just don't wanna come down. Don't wanna go back to how I used to be. Staring at the ceiling, fighting off the feeling. One more minute, 'cause I just don't wanna come down. Don't wanna go back to how I used to be. Looking past my reflection, thinking about what you mentioned. Nothing on my life, maybe time to just have a different. Staring at the ceiling, fighting off the feeling. One more minute, 'cause I just don't wanna come down. Don't wanna go back to how I used to be. Staring at the ceiling, fighting off the feeling. One more minute, 'cause I just don't wanna come down. Don't wanna go back to how I used to be. Looking past my reflection, thinking about what you mentioned. It was supposed to be the one to take every last pain away. Nothing on our loving, maybe time told us that we were different. Did it break you down?
All right, I am finished with this picture of this piggy. I honestly, I think that if you look at it, right, I think Ichigo should have been able to beat this guy. Yeah, he's wearing a pig costume, but unless the pig costume, give me a second. I don't remember definitively what I was saying, but I think I was talking about the pig suit. I don't know if this pig suit it amplifies what the human was able to do, but if this is just a regular dude in a pig outfit, I don't know why Ichigo wouldn't fight this dude, right? The only thing that makes this dude amped afterward is the fact that the timer runs out and then he ends up transforming into a giant monster. That amplifies his strength, but because that does that, I think the suit might have special properties, so I think it might amplify his strength. But Ichigo shouldn't have a problem fighting a regular person, regardless of the size. I think if Ichigo were to fight somebody like Chad, I think Ichigo is one individual who actually can fight him as a like regular, right? Like human to human, Ichigo has the best chance amongst everybody to fight against somebody like Chad, right? Like if we took everybody in the story that we have thus far, like even Tatsuki, right? Who was a did martial arts with Ichigo when they were younger, and she was better than Ichigo. Ichigo now, I think, is better than Tatsuki at physical fighting, right? Um, and in terms of everybody, if we took what everybody's combat sense is, I think that Ichigo is the most sound fighter, unless you count somebody like. Obviously, you can't. I don't think you can count somebody that isn't like human. So Urahara, right? Like, I don't think you can count him, right? Um, Actually, let me not. Let me change that statement because that statement is a little bit flawed. Because Ichigo has the upper hand because he is actually a Soul Reaper, like definitively. His family were Soul Reapers, and Quincy. So yeah, if you take away a Soul Reaper's power and you put them in a Gigai, or you put Ichigo in his normal body, right? Because Ichigo has a normal body, whereas Soul Reapers have a Soul Reaper body. So I'm referring to individuals who don't need a Gigai, right? So people that don't need a Gigai, if you put those people up against Ichigo, I think Ichigo wins most battles, except for his dad. I think that his dad is different. I think his dad probably has like way more experience in fighting than Ichigo, but even in the same vein, I think that Ichigo is catching up to where his dad is. So, fighting a regular person with your, with your body, I think Ichigo still should be able to win. But I'm to assume that this pig gave the human, the big human, a buff of some sort, which made him more of a problem. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. If you didn't, let me know what I can do in the comment section to make it better for you to watch next time. The glove is off. Peace, love. Thanks for watching.